This anti-family, no, pro-family movement, they are growing, but they are against us. In fact, like trying to explain like that we want the same family as you want, but our family is with the same-sex couple. You know, this. I hope in the world we know that these are growing. I hope
Yeah, yeah.
we hope that this will not escalate. What is changing? Yeah, we don't know what is changing. Sometimes there are personal issues that you want to grow in some field, that you want to be, I don't know, you want to
Yeah,
grow
yeah.
in politics, you want to grow somewhere else, and you want other communities to come with you. But when you see Alice, you know, when you see, I mean, behind the screen, people are behind the screen that they send this kind of hate speech, and even you asked the question, what happened? We asked also the question, what happened in the social media, that people have all of this hate for us. I mean, what happened? What really is really changing? Of course, it's a concern for us. Our safety is very
Of course.
concerned. So.
But this pro-family movement, it really makes me cringe, because this idea that family is only good if it's between a man and a woman. Yet every day there's something on TV. Some guy abused his kid. He
Exactly.
killed his wife. The mom was on drugs. But oh yes, but man and woman are the only candidates that can make a proper family. You know, it should be about love,
Exactly.
respect, honesty, treating each other correctly. For me, it really doesn't matter who the parents are, as long as it's consensual and legal.
As an activist, you know, like I can say, we are very. I mean, we see people, even people. I don't want to tackle this because I never go on media when there are people from the religion, because I am gay. I have my own beliefs. I believe in universe or God, whatever you want to call. But I believe in God, and I pray. I go to sacred places which I like. I don't believe in religion, but going in the media with these people that they do morals.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only the religious people, but people that do morals without having a moral, that is a concern.
It's like, how can you stand on TV and talk about morals when I know you've cheated on your wife? Like, you talk about
Or
family.
you are abusive, or you killed, or you, I mean, because like you promote, the people from the religion sometimes promote hates on media in the name of God. I'm sorry, God,
Yeah.
as I know, on my knowledge, God loves us all,
Yes,
no matter what we are. So like, this is a little bit like contradictory also
course.
to do
of course.
all of this.
And even
kind.
if you think your God doesn't agree, like, who are you to judge? Get on with your own life.
Exactly.
What's your own business? It's not your business.
And it's only one life. Huh?
Exactly.
Let people live their
Exactly.
life.
I want to ask another question. Back to the festival. Could you give me? There's quite a few films on the agenda. Give me a quick synopsis of a couple of them, or your favourite ones, or ones
Sure.
that people should look out for.
Sure. There are, trust me, when we were selecting, there are movies very touching that like I was crying. Imagine, are very sensitive. We were careful to choose this year a lot of. I say this as a joke also, because there are not. It's true that there are not a lot of movies about lesbian community. We try to add more this year, and to make a balance between movies about lesbians, movies about gays, movies about transgender. So there is a mixture of the movies. My favorite one is this one that I cry, to be honest, because this is a movie that caused a lot of debates in Italy. It was a guy. It is called, in fact, the movie Nata per te, Born for You, in English. It's a guy who wanted to create a family. He wanted so much to create a family, and this portrays his life and his struggles to have a family, especially to adopt a kid. The movie, I don't want to go beyond, because the movie is not for adoption and for our right to adopt kids, but is for the right that we can have a child, that we can have a child. So
Yes.
what happened? I will say it very shortly. He was looking so desperately for kids to create a family. The social services in Italy was not giving. This is a true story. Was not giving to him. And after a couple of months, they called him and they said, "We found you a girl, a very nice baby, but come here because there is a problem." What was the problem that they said is a problem? The girl was with Down syndrome, And we are giving it to you, we are offering it to you because she was refused from 30 heterosexual families. What does that mean? So he said, he put it very nicely, in fact, that maybe these parents are not ready because they don't have knowledge how to raise a Down syndrome child. But this is a very big message. He does not want to see himself as a hero. He has an association for Down syndrome children, and he has this knowledge. He said, like, but this is not right. This even I have goosebumps now because it's really touching, and this film will go on tour to make people understand the struggle and what society is doing and why these heterosexual people does not accepting something that is different and something that they call normal.
No, this is a really interesting perspective.
This is one of my favorite movies,
Yeah,
to be honest. There are movies we are including more the drug culture. What is the drug culture? Drug culture, in all over the world, drug shows are made for heterosexual people. I love drug culture and drug shows, and we are bringing for the first time a super big drug show, bringing Lëvizja, that Lëvizja is a very well-known drug in Albania, and bringing another personality.
Just to clarify, just in case your accent, drag, not drug.
Drag, yes.
Before anyone has a meltdown about Arbor importing drugs to Albania,
No.
you mean drag.
For God's sake, no. It's very, and we are inviting. It will come also a personality who won the Drag Race Italy season 3, and people from Kosovo and from Albania will join.
Great.
We are making a big one, like to include everyone also from the region, and to give messages. Even drag shows are to give messages, and. This will be at the end of the festival. Another section, which is the second year that we include, is the queer on retrospective films, which this year is Pasolini movies. It's very important for a young generation, especially, to see that queer movies, not only for young generation, but also for the general public, that queer movies has existed. Many decades, years ago, and to see the queers on retrospective, how the situation was and how this movies is very interesting, even for us in the festival.
I hope that people will listen to this with an open mind and come and look at these films. It's clearly not about pushing propaganda as well, and I think Albanian society really needs to understand that there are LGBT people in Albania. It's not like you're importing them to push an agenda or to get funding or something. These are comments I have read,
Yes.
I also want to controversially say as well, I've read a lot of books about Albania, including historic accounts of travels through the country, and there are mentions of homosexuality being completely normal in certain areas of the country many years ago.
Yes.
It was accepted, maybe not talked about too much, but it was
Accepted,
known that guys going off into the mountains for weeks, months at a time were keeping each other warm at night. Also, I want to mention as well, my great-great-uncle, Edward Lear, who was a very famous painter and writer. He travelled through Albania 150 years ago. There's a museum named after him in Berat. He's got pictures in the National Museum. He's published books. He was homosexual, as was Robert Elsie, two figures who are greatly loved, adored, respected and admired by Albanians. If you can extend this level of respect and tolerance to people who contributed to the country or even didn't, why are you unable to extend that to your fellow countrymen?
Exactly,
the people that share the same blood with you, your neighbours, your teachers, your doctors, your family members, This is not a new thing. It's not a new agenda. It's not something we're trying to push. No, exactly. It's something that's existed in humanity since the dawn of time, has existed in Albania.
Of course.
Openly at the same level for centuries. I don't think it's increased or decreased,
Yes.
All you want to do is talk about it. Am I right?
Talk about it and for everyone to accept us as we are, because it's very. It's also disappointing a little bit from where we started back and until now. I think that not only me but a lot of activists that we work in the field, we will continue to raise awareness for people and to educate people. It will take time, of course. Albania was closed for 50 years and a lot of mentality still goes on.
It was illegal to be
It was illegal
Of
until
course, it still went
1995.
on.
Yes.
It's not like everybody stopped for
Yes.
50 years, but it was illegal. So obviously that had an impact as well. Yes.
Which, like, as I said, improvement has been done, and like what is very important, the young generation. We see the acceptance of the young generation among each other is much more softer. You know, that us when I was younger, when I was in high school or in elementary school, which like unfortunately bullyism is still ongoing, not only for this but for a lot of things in schools, but like when I talk about acceptance of LGBTI people and their self-acceptance, sometimes they take it very easy. We are very happy that for this, which means that we've done a lot of good job,
Yes.
and we will continue to do it for the generations to come.
And I want to say something as well. I'm probably going to get criticised for this, but my daughter's 5. And, I've never sat down with her and said, you know, there are straight people, gay people. You know, we've
Yeah.
never had that conversation. But, you know, there are times where she said, she may have said something, and I've said, well, sometimes, you know, a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, they are married. You know, just in conversation. We've never had a full-on discussion. But she's in this stage of Barbies at the moment. And also, she doesn't watch YouTube or Instagram or anything like that, so she's not getting influence from anywhere, other than school and, you know, existing in the same house as me. She was playing with her Barbies, and she has a whole range of them. I buy them abroad, so she has them in different skin tones. She's got one with a prosthetic leg and different weights. When I was a kid, Barbies were just blonde with big, you know, now it's different. But she had 2 of the Kens together, and I just watched her from afar, and they were together.
Together, okay.
Yeah, and the 2 women were together. And I was like, that's really interesting, because like I said, it's not that I haven't ever wanted to have that conversation with her, but I've never indoctrinated her, because that's what people will say. I've never told her anything really.
Yeah.
But she naturally herself, that was a normal thing for her.
Yeah, but this is great to come naturally, like
yes,
normally.
it comes naturally. Kids are not with hate. You're not pushing propaganda on them. You're not. If you leave children to their own device, they understand that love is.
I remember, because like you reminded me of something, like now it is divided, the toys for men, for boys, little boys has to be blue or whatever, and for little girls has to be pink, and this division of colors. I remember when I was a little kid, like my parents, I mean, they didn't do it on purpose, but they let me I had the tractor, I had the Barbie, I had 5 dolls there, you know, I had everything that I have to choose, like whatever I like. And like when I remember, because I understood that I was gay like at the age of 5, but like accepting it, no, I discovered at the age of 5, understanding it, it was at the age of 11, 12, at the age of puberty, but discovering it at the age of 5 and looking all of these toys, and when growing up, I understood like that there is nothing wrong, but when long time ago, after I accepted myself. I say that because like sometimes this indoctrinated, as you said, like sometimes parents push a lot on model this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and then children suppress themselves and not accept themselves. I was very lucky, I always say, because my family, they are very supportive family.
Your mom's wonderful.
And I really thank you. I'm very thankful for them, and I hope and I want that every family to be like that. Of course, I understand the fear. Sometimes I understand, I don't understand, like what the neighbors will say, hearing other families, what this will say. I'm sorry, it's only one life. The neighbors can
whatever
say whatever
you do. Even the new shoes you buy, how often you wash your car, you know, your neighbours are going to have a problem and gossip about it. So,
exactly.